Mm-hmm. Let's see if we get anyone.
Uh-oh. What if not?
All right, well, we'll start because it's being recorded so people can view it later. Oh, here we go. They're coming in. All right. So as people start coming in, I want to welcome you to the Virtual College Exploration for New Jersey students, sponsored by the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. So thank you for joining us, and a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, and I think there's a couple more happening later on this evening. So be sure to check out the full schedule at NJACAC.org. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, NJACAC.org. So I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to share my screen and we will kick off the presentation. All right. Welcome to Moravian College. We are excited to chat with you this evening. My name is Juliana Young. I am an Assistant Director of Admission at the college, also Moravian College graduate, class of 2018. Moravian College's mission. So I want to start this evening with our mission statement, as it is true to the core of who Moravian College is and everything that happens on our campus. Moravian College's liberal arts education prepares each individual for a reflective life, fulfilling careers, and transformative leadership in a world of change. I think now more than ever, this is the most relevant sentence that we can kind of live by and embrace our education through. So hopefully the rest of my presentation today does elaborate on the following things that you hopefully are excited to continue. Starting off at Moravian College, our roots are deep. So we are the 6th oldest college in America. We were founded in 1742, older than the United States. So we have some pretty great age on our campus. The beautiful photo behind me embodies some of the architecture that stands since 1742, when the college was first founded. Moravian College is the first school to educate women and Native Americans in their own tongue. So our institution did begin as a women's seminary and then transformed into a women's college, and then further expanded into a co-educational institution, the first in the Lehigh Valley in 1954. We are located in downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Our campus is about 85 acres in size, which is pretty sizable for the number of students that we do have on campus. And we have our north and our south campuses. They are separated by about 3/4 of a mile, and downtown Bethlehem sits right in between them. So this picture, what you see behind me, is our south campus kind of looking up into downtown Bethlehem. We are about 1.5 hours away from New York City and about 1 hour away from Philadelphia. So as you can see in the graphic to the right, we are pretty centrally located on the east coast of Pennsylvania. Moravian College's campus, both north and south, are both historic and state-of-the-art. The beautiful building you see top and center is Single Brethren's House, which is home to our music program, studios, audio recording center. That building was used as a Revolutionary War hospital back in the 1700s. That building has stood the test of time, trial of war, and so much more, and really happy that it has been transformed into an educational location that is truly foundational on our campus in Bethlehem. Right next to that, you will see our newest building on campus, which is the Sally Browdingham McShevitt Center for the Health Sciences. To its namesake, that is the home to all of our health science academic programs on campus, which I will dive a little bit deeper into further in this presentation. The SALI was completed in the summer of 2017. It has low and high fidelity simulation labs. It includes our virtual cadaver lab, and a lot of really extremely advanced and state-of-the-art technology is located within that building. All surrounding the rest are the photos. Bottom center, you see our virtual cadaver lab. In action, bottom right, you see the NJACAC Media Center, where we have green screens, a Mac lab. That is in the bottom of our library, so access for all of our students is granted to them as well. So I'm now going to touch on some details of who our student body is, the numbers that kind of cultivate who we are. So we have about 1,900 undergraduate day students. So our campus is broken down into about a 17 average class size, 11:1 student-faculty ratio. Yes, these are numbers, but what does this mean to your overall educational experience at Moravian? Building one-on-one relationships with faculty members, mentors, advisors throughout your academic career is absolutely going to happen. I don't think any student gets through the cracks without developing some type of important relationship like that. And also having smaller class sizes and that smaller student to faculty ratio, it really encourages a discussion-based classroom setting and learning experience. So as you get further into your more discipline-pointed courses, to have discussions and really be able to talk about the content that's being learned and have discussions and debates and all of that kind of stuff, that really does cultivate a really healthy learning environment and encourages learning beyond the classroom. On our campus, we have 55 and more academic majors and programs. We are a traditional liberal arts institution, so we have the courses that you think of when you think of liberal arts, right? Philosophy, psychology, sociology, pre-law, but we also have a huge emphasis on the health sciences and pre-professional programs, such as nursing, pre-concentrated tracks in athletic training, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, as well as a very robust education program. On our campus, we have over 100 clubs and organizations, including Greek life. We have our student government, our programming board. We have all different types of smaller organizations mixed in between that. And these organizations are all responsible for the programming on campus and the student-to-student interactions that really happen on a daily basis at Moravian. I'll talk quickly about Moravian Activities Council, which is our programming board. They do on-campus programming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In a normal year, they're going on and off-campus trips. So we go to Broadway once a year. They've gone down the shore when it's still warm out right at the start of the school year. They've gone to 76ers games, amateur league hockey team in the Valley. They visit those games as well. And then the on-campus events are really fun and diverse. We've done a silent disco. We've done kickball tournaments. We have done guided paint nights. Pretty much anything you can think of has been done by the programming board, and they're always looking for new and fun ways to engage the student body. And in addition to our clubs and organizations, we have newly 22 varsity NCAA Division III sports. I say newly because we have most recently added men's and women's swimming. They will start competing in the fall of 2021. So currently going through that competitive recruitment process. Our students have made history in the past, so you can see some pretty cool aged photos here, kind of showing the student body and who they were at a time where going to college, both as a woman, as a person from a diverse culture, was not always happening. Our students were making history back then in learning changes, and as the world was kind of booming after our world wars, they were really cultivating change within downtown Bethlehem. And our students continue to make that same change today. So we're really excited to incorporate all different types of cultures on our campus, different activities, different personal interests, and all of that to engage our students and really offer them, again, that transformative learning experience. Our students arrive with technology. So an apple for every hound. So every single student that enrolls at Moravian College will be given a MacBook Pro, an iPad, and an Apple Pencil at the start of their time at Moravian. So this cost is built into your tuition at Moravian, so you are paying it through your 4 years, and therefore it is your property to keep after graduation. We are an Apple Distinguished School, and we are one of few in the nation that have that distinguishment, and really excited to continue that partnership and amazing learning experience that Apple is able to kind of guide us through with this technology. And of course, I have to mention it kind of gave us a leg up on transforming our academic curriculum into this virtual world that we're currently in. Students gain the experience. So I know that there are a lot of blocks here. I won't spend all of my time talking about them, but what I will say is everything that is learned within the classroom is vital and important, and you are absolutely not going to get your diploma without achieving work in the classroom successfully. But where do students truly transform, grow into better versions of themselves, challenge themselves, explore things that they never really thought they were going to explore? And that's in your beyond the classroom experiences. Internships and externships are built into almost all of our academic programs on campus. So you're having some type of experiential learning within the time you spend in the classroom. Undergraduate research opportunities are available to our students pretty early in their career. It is not exclusive to our juniors and seniors, however, encouraged to all of our students throughout all academic disciplines on campus. Honors projects are a really, really challenging but rewarding project to take on in either your junior or senior year and gain course credit for. We have study abroad programs that span globally. We have students going to a lot of really different cool and diverse locations, studying different academic majors and really honing in on what their passion is. If your passion is to travel, that's available to you. Or if your passion is something more specific that's offered somewhere else in the world, you can tackle that as well. A young lady a couple years ago traveled to Thailand and worked with elephants as she was super passionate about that and was able to stay and do some studies on them and just thrive in that environment, which really produced a better version of her. Our field experiences and clinical placements for both our education and our nursing department are incredibly amazing, achieving nearly 900 hours in education, about 1,000 hours in our nursing program. So you are going to be sure to have that experience and know, well, you're going through that academic program. Is this what I want to do? And when you find out yes, you get to go and tackle that and become an expert in your field. Or if you go into that experience and you're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? You have time to change your mind, change your course of action, and really truly find what you're passionate about and go ahead and tackle that. Student employment opportunities are available to all of our students, so you do not have to qualify for federal work study to hold a job on campus. There are jobs ranging between different offices on campus to our library and our fitness center. So just a nice way to gain an extra $1 or $2 here and there throughout your time on campus. And then a huge piece of our campus culture and community is civic engagement. So think community service. On our campus, community service is really embedded into the core of who Moravian College is and what our community stands for. Civic engagement means participating in events that are benefiting the Moravian College community internally, but also going into the greater Lehigh Valley area. The Lehigh Valley is the 3rd largest metropolis in Pennsylvania, so we accumulate the 3rd largest number of people after Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. So there are plenty of opportunities to engage the greater community beyond us and make an impact that is not just on Moravian's campus, but going kind of the distance and making a ripple. 98.35% of our students are employed or in graduate school within 10 months of graduation. This is a statistic that we are incredibly proud of. Our students work tirelessly through in the classroom and beyond the classroom experiences to achieve quality networks and really going the distance when it comes to securing work or graduate school or really finding what they want to do after graduation. Campus life keeps our students moving. You can see our students participating in a lot of different things. Our student body is really special because community means probably everything to our students. They genuinely care about one another. They're always participating in things that are going to help someone else and really make the difference for another individual on our campus. So it's something that is true to the core of Moravian. I like to believe that we are just nice people, and our campus really does share that with everyone that experiences it. I would like to play this video. I've been having trouble with it. I'm going to skip the video. So I'm going to talk briefly about the admission process to Moravian College. If there are any seniors watching, just briefly, I want to touch on the following details. So Moravian College accepts the Common Application as well as the Moravian College application. With our application, you will see the requirements for admission below. Official high school transcript, 1 letter of recommendation. We ask that that comes from either an 11th or 12th grade academic teacher, so think math, science, history, or your guidance counselor. Either will work. If you have someone that you know is going to write you a stellar letter of recommendation, a program director, a boss, a coach, please feel free to submit that. That will be viewed as a supplemental letter of recommendation through your admission process. Your official SAT or ACT scores, we are test optional for all non-nursing applicants. So obviously navigating this current admission cycle, but also in years moving forward, we are going to remain test optional. I'm excited to offer that to students that do want to participate in that. Personal essay or writing sample is going to be that final requirement on the Common Application. If you're familiar, you will be prompted of an essay to write at the conclusion of your application. Going the other application route of the Moravian College application, you can provide either a writing sample from your 11th or 12th grade or a personal essay. Our application deadlines are below, so we have either early decision or regular decision. Our early decision is that binding option that says, I'm applying to Moravian, and if I get accepted, I will be attending. So that deadline is November 15th, and be aware that is binding. Our nursing priority deadline. So if you are thinking about going into nursing and you really want to have an idea of getting into that program, we recommend submitting your application by November 15th, as that is our most competitive program on campus. And then our regular decision deadline is March 1st, and regular decision, as well as all of the other application decisions, are rolling. So what that means is at the point your application is submit and we receive all of its supporting documents, it will then enter the review process. So we don't wait for a certain point to come to start reviewing our applications. We will start doing that once we have everything, and it will enter that review process. Excuse me. Right after the admission process, we can look to enter the financial aid process. So we are currently in the new FAFSA year. The FAFSA does open on October 1st, and we recommend that families fill out the free application for federal student aid, regardless of you thinking that you may not qualify, or you know what you're going to qualify for, or waiting until the very last minute. We will encourage you to fill it out, as well as fill it out as soon as you can. So for students that we do have the FAFSA in at the time of their admission decision, it will typically take somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks after that admission decision is shared with you to receive your full financial aid award. The FAFSA is the only document that we require to identify any additional institutional need-based aid that can be granted to you, as well as federal grants or loans that you may qualify for. At Moravian College, we invest into our students. So every single student that applies is automatically evaluated for a merit-based scholarship at the time of application. This year, there's up to $28,000 a year, and 99% of our students do receive scholarships in some form. Over $40 million is donated annually in Moravian College grants and scholarships. So that really speaks to the culture of Moravian College's alumni network in giving back and making the opportunity that was presented to them available to other people. Moravian College's community, and I keep saying this, really does care about itself, and they know and understand what has been kind of given to them through that experience at Moravian, and any bit that is donated through the Grants and Scholarships Fund makes that an option for other students looking to attend. Allison, how are we doing on questions? No questions. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our contact information can be found on our website, moravian.edu. You can look at undergraduate admission to find all of our contact information. Thank you for sharing your evening with us, and stay well.
Okay, so I'm just going to pop on and do the closing out slide. All right, so thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. I'm sorry, as my cat walks past in front of the camera. Also, like I said before, this is just one of many sessions being hosted. There are a couple more this evening. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions at NJACAC.org. And in about a week, you will be able to find the session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at NJACAC.org. Thank you very much.